Justin Fields, though, could explode this season, have a great year for New York. And there's a lot of reasons to believe why. We've talked about after the signing why if there is a Sam Darnold-like player this year, it's going to be Justin Fields. Ain't going to be Kenny Pickett. It's going to be Justin Fields because there's a lot of momentum flowing in the right direction. We'll get to that. He spoke this past Thursday via Rich Cimini of ESPN.com. He said, I think I can be great. First time I've heard a quarterback who's had a shaky start to their career that has just straight up said, I think I can be great. Not I think this team can be great. I think that I can be great. He said, that's been the goal for me my whole life, my whole career. I think the sky's the limit for this team, for this offense, but we do have a long way to go. A lot of confidence that Justin Fields is speaking with. This became even more interesting as Brian Baldinger, I wrote down I accidentally copy and pasted the same quote twice. Love that when I do the notes. Brian Baldinger talked about that, though, at OTAs, how Fields looks incredibly fast. He looks like he's moving great. He looks like everything is really starting to stand out. It seems like there is some optimism to be had. We're not doing the OTA freakout thing. Instead, we're just going to talk about, like, if this goes well, what does it look like? What does it look like if things go according?
God, yeah, that is a dangerous team if things go according. Genuinely, it is. If Justin Fields does become great, the Jets become immediate winners because they have a really sturdy foundation in that team of top caliber players that aren't dramatic, and they've had every reason to be. Sauce Gardner has had every reason to be a diva, and Garrett Wilson has had every reason to say, I don't know what's wrong. I can't control everything. I can't be the quarterback. Breece Hall has had reasons to come. They don't. I would have if I was a Jets player under these regimes. If it all comes together with these guys and their amenable personalities and no attitude issues, and they have a quarterback that is a Superman type build that runs like hell, and if he figures out some of the accuracy stuff, can win you ball games, we're looking at a really exciting Jets team, and we're looking at a very powerful AFC East. They're not going to be challenging the Bills. I wouldn't say that, but with an improved Patriots team, a regressing Dolphins team, they could go and legitimately battle with both of those teams. I could pencil them in, if it goes great for Justin Fields, as a sweep of both of those teams. And I am very high on New England this year. I'm very low on Miami, but I'm not going to deny that they don't have talent either. The Jets, if it works out, could be and create one of the most exciting divisions in football this year.
Folks, let us know in the chat, how many wins do you think the New York Jets are going to have this year? I am taking the over on their win total. I'm going to look it up in a second. But one thing that we didn't talk about after the draft was how the Jets' offensive line looks this upcoming season. I mean, they have had one of the most underrated offensive line rebuilds over the last couple of seasons. They drafted Olu Fashanu, who a lot of people had graded as the number one, if not the number two tackle in the last class after Joe Alt. They drafted Armand Membu, who's super athletic, super mobile, super fluid, came out of Missouri, was one of the better offensive linemen in this class, and is supposed to play right tackle, which I think is best for him. Joe Tippmann's an underrated center. Elijah Vera Tucker is a underrated quality guard. There is a world that this could be one of the best offensive lines in the AFC. Like, there is a legitimate world that this could be one of the better run games in the NFL. I think that the path for success for the Jets ultimately becomes them leaning into that. Them not trying to, and it sounds like, by the way, Aaron Glenn's talked about this, you've kind of heard bits and pieces of it, that they're recognizing what the identity needs to be. If they run the shit out of the football, and there's a lot of read option opportunities, and you've got Justin Fields running the rock, you've got Breece Hall running the rock, you're getting nitty gritty in the short area spots with Braylon Allen, who's a dump truck. You can be a mauling force, and we have seen teams turn themselves into successful franchises by running the football and letting everything else come second. And their receiving room, not great, but you have Garrett Wilson, who's going to be productive, 1,000-yard guy most likely this upcoming year. If you can get some passing production and less of what Arthur Smith was trying to make Justin Fields do last year and just run the damn rock, this Jets team can be a 10-win team. It absolutely can be, and I don't think enough people are talking about that.
I love where your head's at with running the ball, and how the Jets would look and should look and could look would be read option offense. And when you start wearing them down, take the top off, and then you have a game-breaking offense. What it shouldn't look like, and what it unfortunately most likely will look like, because OCs outthink themselves sometimes, is forced balls to Alan Lazard, unnecessary jump ball passes to Josh Reynolds, who is fine, but that is not playing to the team's strengths. The team's strengths are, we're going to lean on the running quarterback we have, we're going to lean on the very good running backs we have, and we're going to target Garrett Wilson 15 times a game. And if you do that, I couldn't find somebody that would complain. If you attempt it,
we make it sound so simple. Make it sound so simple, Sean.
They complain when Alan Lazard drops his second pass of the game, and it's the third quarter, and that was a third down that they missed, and everyone's yelling, why are we throwing it to Alan Lazard? Well, that's where it happens.
I kind of don't hate that they drafted Arian Smith, and I kind of like this idea of, like, his hands are not good. I kind of like this idea. I kind of like this idea of just, like, trying to be fast and trying to be explosive. Like, if you can't run the ball, just take a shot.
Yeah.
Just take a shot. It's like, playing 3-and-D. Running the ball, you're just taking 3-point shots. And if that doesn't work, you stink, and, we move on. We get a new quarterback. I really think, as much hype as we give to Caleb Williams and the Bears and Ben Johnson, if there was an unexpected team with a first-year head coach that ends up being great, I absolutely think it could be the Jets.